pastor's wife was doing dishes and had her window open, and she was listening to her son play with two other boys in her backyard. And while they were playing, the boys erupted into an argument which is typical of boys, which is whose daddy is the richest. So the first boy says, well, my daddy's the richest because he's a lawyer and he can sue people and take away their money. And the other boys were impressed with that. But the second boy said, well, my daddy's the richest. They said, well, why is that? Well, he's a banker. He has everybody's money in town. And the third boy, which was the pastor's son, he said, well, my daddy's the richest. And this really caught the attention of the pastor's wife because she was just wondering, what in the world would he say? And even the boys were skeptical because they said, well, look at your dumpy old house and all the stuff you don't have. How can your daddy be the richest? And he says, well, my daddy owns hell. Your dad owns hell? How do you figure that he owns hell? And the boy says, well, I don't quite understand it, but Daddy came in from a deacon's meeting the other night, and he said that they gave it to him. My heart, since the hurricanes, has really been in Texas, and you can tell by my Facebook post that I'm really sentimental and longing for Texas. I've been here 20 years, and what's so disheartening about being here 20 years is people still aren't convinced, that I'm from here now. And what gives it away is the long I sound. When I say things like file or knife or type, they hear that long I and they know, oh, okay, you're not from here, you must be from Texas. And there's been some other things that I do that probably haven't been very helpful either. Like calling all the men that I meet either boy or son, which is something we do down there. Meet the women. When I meet women, I'll sometimes call them little lady. That goes over really big. When I hear people refer to the Civil War, I'll correct them and say, that's the war of northern aggression. I like to go into restaurants and order sweet tea and grits and just watch the way people react to that order. You can always tell a Texan, but you just can't tell them very much. Ross Messick and Rick Lean, they were hippies back in the day, and they liked to go on these long road trips. And they were in a car together, and they were driving through Texas, and they got pulled over by a Texas state trooper. And much to their amazement, the trooper, Holus Bolus, appeared at the window asking for the driver's license and registration. And so when the driver couldn't immediately produce it, the trooper took his nightstick and hit him right in the head. Whap! And the driver said, what was that for? He said, well, boy, when I come up to get your driver's license and registration, you better have it ready. So don't let that ever happen again. So nervously, he gives him their stuff, and they go through the ticket, and the trooper walks around to the other side of the car where Rick is, and he uses a stick, and he taps on Rick's window. And Rick kind of nervously rolls his window down, and the trooper goes, whap, hits him in the head. And Rick is all freaked out, and Rick just says, well, why did you do that? He said, well, son, I'm just making your wish come true. He said, wish come true? Yeah, he says, I know about a mile down the road you're going to turn to your buddy here and say, I wish he would have tried that crap with me. Mr. Toastmaster.